Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Books and Betches, not to be confused with Books and
Fetches.
I'm Kristen, and with me I have
Erica.
Maria.
That's Erica. And
I have a challenge for you.
Uh-huh.
I want you to play what you think would be the song at Galen's, like their anthem.
Yeah, gosh. I don't know how to play the harmonica.
I know, that's why it's fun.
I'm just blowing into this thing willy-nilly.
Or do like a humming or like a do.
Yeah, what do you think their like anthem would be?
You know what? Let's do it. Make a competition. I'll do it, and then you'll do it.
You want to blow into the same harmonica?
No, I don't want to. I don't even need the harmonica.
she's good.
No, because that's too like campy.
Don't use the harmonica.
Don't use the harmonica then.
Just use your mouth.
Yeah, it's
Just
too
use your
campy. What? You first. Yeah, go ahead. You first. I can't wait to hear this.
That's an actual song. Nutcracker?
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Like something. It's giving like Harry
thinking,
Potter.
I'm thinking like Harry Potter.
I was thinking
Triwizard
no.
Tournament.
Yeah.
I was thinking like it's gotta be more dark.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. It has to be a little bit more
Yeah,
amped.
I was thinking lighter.
You're thinking magical.
I don't think it.
You're thinking fucking medieval camp.
No, but I don't think it.
That's medieval.
It's not like
That's
Fourth
fucking-
Wing where it's like everyone's fucking dying all the time. Nobody's
it's true.
died.
You know what that is?
Nobody's died.
You know what that is? Yeah, but there is a background war. But do you know what that is?
that nobody even fucking knows anything about.
You know when you go to the medieval festival, what's that called?
Medieval times?
No.
Ren Fair?
What'd you say?
Ren Fair?
That is what you just did. Like I dressed up as a knight. Okay, I didn't
She's
even
in the Knight's Tale.
I didn't introduce us yet. I'm Kristen, and with me I have.
Oh, you already introduced us.
I did. You're right. You really threw me.
Maria.
You threw me for a loop.
I threw you for a loop.
Okay. This is a book podcast. I know you can't tell, but we swear, we spoil, we talk about sex, we suck at podcasting. I know you can tell.
You can definitely tell that.
Yeah.
This week
We're
we
a little out
are.
of practice.
This is a sequel, so if you didn't watch or read the first one, go do that.
Iron Prince.
Yeah. My favorite books of all time.
By Bryce O'Connor.
O'Connor.
This one's only Bryce.
This is only Bryce. And Bryce came in our comments last time. I gotta tell you, Bryce, if you're here again, we popped off. We
Yeah,
were
I'm
like,
not gonna
no
lie.
fucking way, bro.
I cried a little bit.
you made her life. Like you made her
that's
her
fun.
fucking day.
Yeah.
You know what?
Thanks for
though?
that, by the way. I appreciate you.
Like, to be fair, like and I feel like he has the same mindset that we have, where like I've always said this on our social medias. Fucking message us. Like, we're here
True.
to interact and engage with people, and like
Learn.
we want to talk to people, and like we're trying to create a community and blah blah blah. And like
Blah, blah,
I
blah.
feel like people get so nervous about messaging bigger creators. And anybody that has more than like 10,000 followers, they're like nervous about, and it's like I'm literally sitting on my couch like scrolling through my phone, like I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
And I feel like Bryce understands that like you want to create a community, and or like has the same sentiment and feeling of like I want to be able to interact with my fans and like be more than just like a faceless author type thing.
I also love that he comments and like responds to people in Reddit. And I think it is a very much community driven space, and people are like asking questions about the book, and he's just like, oh, let me give you the perspective of like, the actual author's perspective of it. And I think that's really, really
Instead of
cool.
letting people like make up fucking bullshit, like if Sarah J Maas did this, like
love when
people
you
would
do this.
fucll lose their minds.
Yeah.
I mean, she does do it, but in interviews.
She's like,
no, she
she's like
doesn't.
unaccessible.
She's unaccessible, and she literally leaves. She doesn't leave breadcrumbs. She leaves you like fucking little rat shit around the house. Like mouse droppings around your house where you're like, I think we have a mouse.
There's a mouse in the house.
I think we have a mouse.
Wow, I love that.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's really good.
And then you're
I love the turn that has happened in our friend group, in the community, in Erica specifically.
Yeah.
We went from loving that guitar, the ride
Yes.
we were on,
I still like
and
it.
she now just bashes
I don't like
everything.
her.
Yeah, I understand the reason. I understand what happened.
I love
But
it.
the trajectory in those last 4 years that we've been doing this has
Yeah.
been a beauty to see.
Yeah.
Well, when you put out 3 fucking books that suck,
We're gonna cover book 3, right?
Oh man.
Oh, we're covering book 3.
Because Carrie can read
Finally did them.
Thank God.
5-hour
That's the only way I'm reading
YouTube
it.
video
I think
breaking
we-
down the entire plot for book 3.
I think we got to do it. We got to do it when what's it called? When I come back from maternity.
You got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Whenever
Moving
that-
Back to Iron Prince. So
Fire and Song.
yeah, this is the second one, Fire and Song. So as I said, if you didn't listen to the first one, feel free to go back. Or if you don't know anything about the series, this might be a little jarring to you as we're stepping into book 2.
Yeah.
Now that we're there, I know we mentioned Sarah J. Maas, how massive some of those books are. I was so nervous to bring this to Erica. If you listened to our last
This
episode,
book-
It was really long.
Bryce, we gotta talk. This book, Kindle
love it.
edition.
nah, give me more.
1,049 pages.
Good.
Kindle edition. I
Good.
don't know about like regular paperback. Let me see if I can find it.
I have it. Oh no, it's
No, you have the Kindle edition.
no. I have the
You have the paper one too.
I do. It's upstairs.
Why didn't you bring it?
I don't know.
You failed.
Well, either way, it's long as fuck, which I love. You know, I love a good slow burn, not romance. I don't love a good slow burn romance. But yeah, I was afraid to bring this to Erica. I thought you would hate it. And then this book specifically, I really thought you were going to hate it.
1,049.
I was like certain. I said, Erica, this is mostly battles. This is a lot of one place. Not a ton happens in the story. Erica's going to fucking hate it. And last night you said you liked it.
I liked it. I didn't read a lot.
Yeah, she did skip a lot.
She
Middle.
skipped a lot.
I read the first like probably 200 pages, and then I probably skipped
500 pages.
no, probably like 300 pages.
That's crazy.
Do you remember chapters? Like what chapters?
No, I don't remember chapters,
this is
but
my
I didn't.
fault. This is
Okay,
my
wait a
fault.
minute.
I
I
told
did
her to.
not
You
feel
did.
like I missed out on anything.
No, you didn't. You didn't. So we're gonna go into this in
Well,
seconds.
you did.
No, she did not.
I don't feel like I did.
You did. You
I
did.
will say though, I do think I have a innate ability to read
here we go.
context better than most people.
She is that good.
I'm just saying, like I think there's different types of readers, right? Like I do think that your ability and like maybe even like, you know, what you learned in school and how often you read and all of these things. I think there's like a lot of factors in it. I don't think I'm just like a special like little mushroom in the middle of a forest somewhere. Like I genuinely think there's other people like me that can do this, but I do.
Other fun guys.
Yeah, like there's a
Other fun guys.
there's a subset of fungi that can do this.
Fair.
Love it.
And I'm sure many of our listeners can do this where
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you can kind of just piece it together a little bit
Sure,
better
sure.
than
and
most.
also it just shows good
that
writing.
you don't
that you can.
need
Yeah.
that. There's that too. That you don't need it to be spelled out in every single sentence for
That's
you to
true.
like
We also hate
understand
that. We
what's
hate when
happening.
it's spelled out, when it's like
But some
slapped
people
over our
need
head.
that. Some people don't
True.
like they miss some of those like things.
I think there are little moments that you definitely missed in the character development that I think are important for.
Yes.
I'm not saying I didn't miss
agree with
anything.
that. I
Yeah.
agree in the character development. She's missed a lot.
Yes.
If I were
Plot-wise,
reading this for
it's fine.
pleasure, I wouldn't have skipped the way that I did, but
You had to get it done. I get it.
I had to get it done. I didn't have a ton of time.
That's fair.
We've been going through a lot.
have been going through a lot. I've had a lot of personal and like back issues. Obviously pregnant. I have a 2-year-old. Like there's
You're
just,
fucking super pregnant. You're
okay.
8 months pregnant.
I've been going through a reno. I actually haven't read any books outside of the podcast.
Wow.
So that just kind of gives
That's
you a
so
So
perspective
that's
of
all that
how
to say.
busy.
Let's give Erica some grace because what she
Yeah,
did read,
Kristen.
Yeah.
I'm being cool. What she did read, she enjoyed, and that means the world to me. So,
I will
See how she
read the
doesn't
next
bully
book.
you when it's her favorite
that's
book?
crazy that
I
she
will
said
read
I'll
the next
read
book.
the next. That's wild.
So
Why?
I didn't
when
think
is
you
the next
would.
book coming out?
I didn't
That's
think you
my
would.
question.
I need to know what happens
Hopefully
in this
tomorrow
series.
because I'm not well. See, this is why I put off reading it for so fucking long because every time.
Yeah, well, Bryce is taking forever.
No, he's not. He just got.
He's
this
really
thing
not.
Just really. They're so
He's really
2023.
not.
We're in 2025 practically. All right, so
Let's go. Write those 1,000.
chop, buddy.
Sarah J. Maas has taken 4 years between
Yeah,
books.
I
So.
can't.
Exactly.
I can't handle that. I'll die.
All right.
And there will probably be
With the
so
way
many
this
fucking
book,
errors.
the way this book fucking ended, I can't wait 4 years for another book. Just saying, Bryce, if you're listening.
Okay. The way this book ended,
Let's do this.
Yeah.
I cannot also wait.
Okay. Maria.
I think this would be such a good TV
movie,
series.
yeah.
I can't stop
series.
thinking about it. I can't. I really can't. If I had millions of
If I had
dollars.
sway,
Yep, same. If you're new to this podcast, we do this thing where we attempt to explain the entire plot summary of a book in 60 seconds or less. If you've watched the last couple episodes, this batch Maria volunteered to do every single one.
did not volunteer.
All right, Maria, are you ready?
Not really.
The entire plot summary of Fire and Song in the second book in the Iron Prince, or actually, I guess in the StormWeaver series. I keep forgetting. I don't know why I keep saying Iron Prince.
Because that's the first book.
All right, here we go, Maria. In 3, 2, 1, go.
We're starting the book with Ray and Arya. They're going thrifting, which I freaking love. And they are going off to the big tournament for like first years. And they're all part of a team. Him, Arya, Viv, Chancery, Logan, and Catcher, my boy. And so the most of the book we find that they're at this thing. But before that, Ray gets given this amazing offer that he figures out is actually coming from his family. Side note, it's his grandfather who wants to like bring Ray back into his life, but Ray's pissed about it. So we go and do this tournament. We are fighting every fight. We see every fight through it. We're getting development. Logan's being a nicer guy because he's realizing that Ray's not that kind of a dick he thought he was. We get his whole backstory. His dad was a dick.
20.
Viv, through all this, feels like she's not gaining enough power because everyone else is getting evolutions and they're getting powers because we think it's Shido. Ray's like device is helping everybody else gain things. Towards the end, Viv decides, you know what? I'm going to do what Ray does, kill my body essentially.
Keep going.
To get my own ability, and she does it to the point where she almost killed herself and gets this cool ability. We don't know what it is because it's like, cliffhanger.
Yeah. Okay. So you did it in a minute and 15 seconds.
Okay, I went over.
There's a lot and
lots of fighting in the middle.
Yes.
Lots of fighting, and so I was telling Kristen this on the side. Initially, I coming in did not know what lit RPG was, right? Didn't know this genre.
Fair.
So when I asked Kristen, I was like, "Why is this a thing for this genre where we get every single fight blow by blow, like literally like scene by scene?" And she said, "Yes, this is what the genre is."
Yes.
So I'm like, "Oh, if that's the genre, then I can't be mad at it because that's
I
essentially what it is."
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it, but when it comes to story, same thing that happened with book 1. I forget our main objective.
Yeah.
I forget the overarching big plot. I forget that the mind has some kind of sway. I forget that there's a war outside of this college or this academy or whatever you want to call it. And so until these big moments happen towards the end where you're like, oh, the mind is, and I didn't say this either, the mind and Central Earth essentially is testing Ray. They've tried to kill him twice over now to see how fast he can grow and how much he
that's
can
why
grow.
That's why I think it can be the way that it is because you're so invested in his growth.
Yes,
You're invested in his growth because of him as a character.
Yeah.
You're invested in his growth because it's just kind of cool that like to see like what he levels up to and like because you know that there is an unlimited potential for growth. So like he could keep doing like crazy shit. You're invested because he's the underdog.
Yeah.
You're invested because it's overall plot. Like
and it's other people are benefiting from it.
Like
and they're gaining power.
There's
the
so many there's so many reasons why you keep getting invested in all these fights.
But we're not just seeing his fights. We're seeing everyone's fights.
You're seeing everyone's fights.
I'm seeing Viv. I'm seeing Chancery's. I'm seeing Arya's. I'm seeing
but they're
Logan's.
also growing. And
yes, which I didn't get that until towards the end of the book.
Right.
You know, that's at 70%. We're starting to get the inkling of, oh, people are growing. Evolutions are happening. Why are they happening? They're happening. And then he has the idea, is it Shido? We still went through a big chunk where it was just the tournament, which again,
I think for me, it was understanding that like this book isn't going to have like some crazy situation.
Right.
So it does
like but like it's not a Harry Potter where it's like all in one
book is a big twist.
One book is big like plot point and there's 7 plot points on this.
So
you know what I mean?
So
like,
I love that the biggest part of all of this is in the background, because I think like, yes, right now we're focused on his growth. Like, what can he become? What is the potential? But it's like, it's looming.
Yeah.
And it's sucking me in so much. It's pushing me forward of every book where I'm just like,
would you say progressive?
Very progressive. Like, I'm like, all right, where are we go? Like, I want to get to there so bad.
One line we got from Arya's dad about what's happening outside and how little time there is.
It happened with Dent too, when she was talking to the two AI that she's talking to.
The mind and whatever the other one is.
And I don't think that the mind knows what Ray's capable of either. And I think that's what's the most intriguing thing.
He's an anomaly
about the growth spec, is that he could actually, and I mean, we are spoiled essentially, become a god to the point where he could ruin everything or he can fix everything. And I think that's kind of like what we're teetering on, of why, you know, who's the shitty teacher that gets let go?
Oh my God, Reese,
which is why Reese is so scared, which is why he acts the way that he does.
It kind of gives him a reason for why he is the way he is.
But it, like, they feel like real. Everyone feels like a real person.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the
Everyone
biggest
feels
thing.
fleshed out.
This
See, like,
book,
this
that's
is
the
again,
biggest
like,
thing.
I circle back to like Iron Flame, Fourth Wing, and it's just like all of those people. Like, there was like, you know, Jack
Surface
is just
level.
so fucking like. There's no reason for you to be the way that you were.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And all of these people have reasons for what they're doing.
I talked to Maria about this, and I think it's the biggest reason that this book hooked me so much is main character. I think most of these types of books suffer so hard from main character syndrome. Like, look at Twilight, right? Bella is a nothing main character. She has no qualities, no traits. You're supposed to...
Even Harry Potter.
Any
fucking fill in the blank.
Any like big, like this type of book, like the sci-fi fiction, the main character always
Luke
suffers.
Skywalker.
And but like
he's like a fucking dry fart.
But Ray is one of the best characters
love Ray.
I've ever read, and it's
I love Ray. I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever loved a character as much as I love Ray. I root for him so much, and everything he does, his determination is something I want to emulate. Like, if I could have the drive that Ray has, I'd be fucking unstoppable too.
It's
like,
pretty amazing.
There's a predictability in him too. Like when Arya's father comes and is like, "Hey, I'm like, I need you guys to transfer. Like, this is the deal." Like, the second he said it, I was like, Ray's not going to do this.
No.
I was like, there's no way that he's going to fucking go for this.
Exactly.
And it's like, and you know, you go through the scene and it like waffles back and forth. And like, I was like, there's no way. But like, cause I know this character, I know what he's going to do. And I know who he is at his core.
And I do think also like
he's too loyal to leave his friends.
He's too good. And we get also those snippets at the top of every chapter where we get future moments of people who've known Ray the entire time. Like your boy,
Lennon.
He talks about how him and his wife, and they have their first kid, like he's one of his best friends.
I love that.
Is Ray.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like when I look at Reese, I'm like, you're wrong, my dude. Like,
maybe
he's good. Like,
but I can see why somebody would be like that. Would be apprehensive.
For sure.
S ranking. And like, one thing that I did thought was really curious that I guess I didn't. Did we not pick this up either? That the S rank is not numbered?
We didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That was new for this book too. And I was like, oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
And Logan mentioned it.
That's why they were saying the potential for growth is literally...
What I love is that Ray knew it, but didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And like Ray's like, yeah, I thought about it, but I don't know.
Like, do you think it just is an unlimited growth potential? Or do you think it's not
I think there's an
registering?
infinity sign next to it.
Yeah, I agree.
S infinity.
Yeah.
It's just...
We definitely have to talk about the powers, but I was going to say, if I could summarize this book in one word, this book specifically, it would be drama, because my God. So when I was listening to it, at first I was like, oh my God, why are they taking everything as if it's like the most dramatic thing ever? So when his grandfather comes, Viv loses her mind.
Viv gets mad.
She's in a battle crying, beating the shit out of, like, just like absolutely losing her mind.
Too much of a loose cannon for me.
I love it. But it took
me
me
her thing though. That's her little quirk.
It felt like everything was dramatized like times 10 for every little thing that was happening. And it was like, at first I was like, wow, this is a lot. And then I was talking to my husband about it, and we were like, they're teenagers. And I think it's so important to remember, like, they're not meant to just be thrown into this world to like go save the world. Like they don't even really know.
I was saying this in the group chat of like, I love this story because they are not going to save or they could save the world.
Yeah,
but
like,
they don't know that right now.
Yeah.
They're not like this. What we're doing right now is like regular high school, college shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, there's no expectation. Like their professors are more powerful than them.
Right.
Their captains could wipe the floor with their fucking like hair.
Yeah,
You
they're
know
not
what I
like
mean?
all
They're-
powerful yet.
Yeah, like they're not even close to being better than
Yep.
them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
They
like,
still have
if there
growth to do.
were a world war or like a universe war, they would not be they
Not
would
ready.
make a dent in the situation.
Yeah.
And I love that because I feel like all of these books, we have these 18-year-old, 17-year-old, 20-year-old protagonists that are somehow saving the entire universe.
And have the mental capacity to handle all that.
Yeah.
And like, everyone complains about it.
So that's the
Every
thing.
reader complains about
The
that.
mental capacity, I think, is a big one because they're shielding him from so much. Like they're not letting him know about this
Which
time limit.
I respect it.
I love that. I think that's so important.
I
because
love
they couldn't handle
Valeria
it.
Dent. I love her
Yeah.
so freaking
Oh,
much.
Valeria Dent is one of my
her
favorite.
and Ray are like, it's like almost tied.
I can't not picture
Jodie
Charlize
Foster.
Charlize Theron the whole
Nah,
time.
it's Jodie Foster for me.
I could see Jodie Foster
It's
too.
Jodie Foster. Like think of
Short
her now
hair.
in True Detective. Jodie Foster.
I
Jodie
also
Foster.
think of what's her face from Brie from Game of Thrones.
I think of her too.
Oh, that's really
I think of her
good.
too.
That's
Yes.
really,
That's who I
really
I thought of
good.
her
That's
until
good.
I like.
But like brown hair, not blonde.
Obviously not blonde. Yeah.
That's really good.
It's a mix of her. I think I envision her as tall as Brie.
Yeah.
And as like,
Jodie Foster's
but with
face.
Jodie Foster's face and like temperament.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could see that.
Well, she's got that
'Cause she's
southern
sassy.
twang.
Yeah, she's
type
sassy.
thing.
I love that
Brie's
character.
not sassy to me.
Yeah.
No, not really.
She's straight and narrow. She's a knight.
Okay, let's talk about powers because one thing.
Do you
wait,
remember
wait, wait.
them? Because I don't.
So the one thing I said about this book is book one was I remember listening to it and just like getting chills. So I read and listened to the first one.
Love listening to this.
This one I
narrator
listened-
is so freaking good. He better
Yeah.
do every book.
Oh my
he better
God.
do every book or I'm gonna riot.
The narrator is
But
amazing.
He lost Arya's accent.
He did.
I don't know what happened.
The man's doing 1,500 accents.
I don't know what's happening with that accent.
It's like Irish now.
She's Irish now.
Again, because when his brother came in, or her brother came in, Arya's
I
brother comes in
can't
towards
wait
the
to
end.
learn more
It's
about
fine
him.
if the father's Irish. It's fine if the brother's Irish.
That's what I'm saying.
Arya's accent just shouldn't.
I
be
forget
changed.
what he's described as physically, but I think of him as the hottest man in the world. I don't know what
Who?
it is about Arya's brother,
Arya's
but
brother.
he is doing something for me, and I don't know what it is, but I love him.
I think of Arya's brother as Tom Hardy.
Oh no, I was going more like of a Malfoy type vibe, but I don't know why.
I see more of a Malfoy vibe.
Yeah,
But red hair.
yeah, I don't know. He's just so hot in my
I'm
mind.
saying like a Tom Hardy. Like
Something
a
about him
real-
is so captivating to me. I need more of his story so bad.
Okay.
And Ray's sister. Ray has a sister, by the way.
Yeah, Ray has a
You know who I
sister.
thought of for her is I don't know. This is a real deep cut. The
She seems like a
girl
machine.
in Kill Bill. One of the girls in Kill Bill.
Little
Which
one?
one?
The little Asian one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh, I could
fucking
see that.
love her.
I could see that.
That's a real
what's
deep
her
cut.
fucking name?
I don't even
Not
know
to
what it
me.
is.
Pretty good though.
That's one of my favorite films of all
That was
time.
the first. That was the first person I picture. I was like that bitch.
Yeah,
I see
she's
her as
fun.
like just
She
a
was such a
fucking
badass.
she's
in
so
Kill Bill.
fun.
machine. Yeah. There's something about her that's going to be very interesting. I'm excited for that. But their powers. So throughout the book, they start leveling up. Like we said, we think Shido has something to do with it. I don't remember all of them either, but I could tell you the ones
What they are. I don't know their names, but I know like Ray has like time shift,
Well, Ray.
the time travel thing.
So this happens to Ray as he's about to fight Arya. This is
I
like
can search it. I'm sure Bryce put it somewhere.
I'm sure a fan put it somewhere. So Arya versus Ray, it's something that like we've been waiting for. The build is there. They're gonna go all out,
This
which I
fucking
love.
fight. Did you read this fight?
No, I listened to it.
This
Oh,
shit,
yeah, but you got to it. You got, okay.
this shit was crazy. I lost my. That was when I texted you guys, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is getting really, really good." I thought that. I'll tell you what I thought. So they're fighting. We're getting a little bit of a POV of Arya's mom. She's showing up. We know that she's got something up her sleeve. We don't know who she's working with or like what it actually is, but we know she's going to mess with the fight because she really wants Arya to win. There's like a whole backstory there with them. So during the fight, as they're about to like beat each other up, they
Fucking
freeze.
wild.
Right, Maria?
Wild.
They freeze.
Literally, like they get sort of like, if I remember correctly, they get pushed back.
Yeah.
Like Ray gets pushed towards the left or right, whatever, and they are frozen. They can't move
I think
a
they
single
freeze
inch.
first and then they get pushed.
Yeah, I think it's a frozen first, then they get
like,
pushed
shift them
back, and then the androids come up or the simulations come up. They're all. But what's crazy, we didn't see their fucking rank until afterwards.
Yeah.
It fucking killed me.
They basically just like almost murder Ray. They beat the shit out of him.
I'm
He had
not,
a punctured
I'm not
lung.
confused
No, is that
about
from the other
it.
one? That's the other one.
I was confused when I was reading it because I was like, I thought you don't die from simulations, but I guess it's just like with the higher the simulation, the worse the damage is.
Yes.
So like
you could still get
still
internal
feeling it?
damage. Yeah. Which is why those tests, like when he was doing the aptitude test, where you're like seeing how high you can go, they don't want him to go past a certain. So that was also rigged and something that he withstand. He grew so much from that. But after these simulations beat the shit out of him and he almost dies, when he wakes up, he realizes that he has a new power. And when they're testing it, this whole scene.
Temporal step.
What is it?
Temporal step.
Temporal step. This whole scene was so fucking good. Like the way everybody was around him, the way they were trying to learn what was his like power. And temporal step, how would you explain? It's basically time travel, right?
Yeah,
kind of in a contained.
So essentially, what the power is giving him is, let's say I'm here, you're there, we're fighting. I want to move over there.
Yeah.
What they think is he's moving fast enough to get there.
Right.
No, he is bending space and time.
Yeah. It's like a wormhole.
Basically, I think it's a wormhole.
I think it's a wormhole.
Goes from point A to point B. You can't even see him. He's seen that both times, same place. Like he's in two places at once from how fast
I'm
he's
thinking
going.
of evaporating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I pictured it.
But
So
like extra.
So during that
But
fight,
science-y.
Yeah.
during that fight when that happened and they like came in, I thought they took him. I thought, like, for some reason in my mind, they, like, took Ray, and I was just like, where's this story going? So I was a little bummed that we weren't, like, going into space more, but that's okay, because once I learned what his move was, and also the way it's written is that when he's moving through time, he's seeing all these images.
It's the same ones every time, and
Isn't
everyone
it, like,
sees them.
his life, or no?
No, I
What was
think it's
it?
something else. I think, because what
remember.
Valera said was
He
that
sees, like,
everyone
Arya.
sees the same thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
If
think I
I could be
missed-
wrong.
Yeah,
Correct me if I'm wrong, Bryce. But he apparently can see, from what Valera said, from those who have had it,
Yeah.
they all see the same thing,
Oh.
which is why it's wild.
So
Oh.
it's definitely going to matter later on.
Yes. Yeah.
I think.
I also think this is going to be some sort of a travel mechanism for him and the team.
That, or I think it's a way of knowing the history of whatever's
True.
happened before
True.
and into the future.
See, there's just so much to the war that we don't know, and
We don't know
I just
anything.
can't
We don't know
fucking
anything
wait.
about the war.
I can't wait.
He also
and
has
I hope
phalanx
I
mode.
don't die before I figure it all out.
We got good crumbs.
Yes.
We got really good
Yeah.
crumbs
Yes.
this book of like, I think the third book is really going to make a big difference for me and moving forward. Because
Sure.
it's like, I don't know if I could do a third
Of just all fights.
Galen's year
Yeah.
of like just.
Well,
Something
they are
has to
definitely-
happen outside.
Yeah.
I think we need, if I'm fine if Ray stays in Galen's and
But
there's no,
there has to be a threat looming.
I need
Yeah.
to. I need to see
We need a
somebody
little more.
else's perspective at in the war.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Whatever that looks like.
We got the sliver
more-
from Arya's dad.
We did get more from the commanders and like the like all of the
So
higher
little,
ups.
so little. It's like a drop in the ocean.
Yeah, I know, but like over the course
Yeah.
of the book, we got like snippets much more than we did before because in book one we just got like kind of like the background of like why they were okay with Ray coming in. You know what
True,
I mean? Like
yeah.
it was like more like that.
We got the setup of what the cats are,
Yeah,
what
we
the
got
whole
more of
Gillen's
that.
Institute is, his having to like grow. Like we got the big like montage you see in those fight movies of like them getting good enough to fight.
Yeah.
Right.
I think my one issue with this book was the
Logan.
Logan's,
Logan's backstory.
Ah,
not his backstory per se, the way that it was like said.
I cried.
I cried out on the train.
First of all, we got interrupted, I think 3 times when he was trying to fucking tell
Yeah,
them.
everyone interested.
Yeah,
I think it was 3
just
times.
built it up even more.
No, it made me be like, what the fuck is this? what in the fuck is this?
So I was on the train to our murder mystery night.
Yeah.
So I had makeup on, and I'm sitting there. I'm like looking at my Kindle on my phone and listening to it, and I'm just like, no, you can't do this. You're in public. No.
Oh, I cried.
No, and I'm just like, fuck.
I might not have been in the absolute correct state of mind, but I was on the couch and my husband was playing Fortnite and I was sitting there listening to it. I was probably like playing Grid Block or something. And it was the way everyone around him reacted.
Yeah, it's everyone around him.
I don't know.
It's not Logan himself. It's Arya hugging him. It's Viv crying in the corner.
Yes.
It's Ray being like,
the way Viv reacted to it was really endearing.
But
so
like,
no.
I didn't think the actual thing was that bad.
So I think there's more to it. I think.
What do you think there's more to it?
I thought their reactions were a little over the top for what it was.
Just the way that it read to me was that like.
But I also was really frustrated. I'm so sorry, Bryce. I was so frustrated with how long it took for him to get to the point. Like there, every 3
just we've been
minutes,
building it since last book.
I was listening to this thing on
two times speed.
That's kind of like where I've been like living.
But also, this book sounds good 2 times speed.
Yeah, it does.
It does. But I've been living in that 2 times speed. So I was like, I'm fucking cranking through this, and I'm still like teething at the bit, being like, what happened? Point.
I love that.
He just
imagine how frustrating it was for him.
It just kept like going like, and I was like, okay, just say it. Just say what the fuck it is. Just say what the fuck it is. And then he finally said it. I was like, that was fucking it.
Well, his dad was garbage and ran, but I feel like maybe he was betrayed by somebody else in his life. I don't know.
I think where I'm sort of agreeing with Erica is the connection from Logan and Ray.
Well, that too. So
no, I disagree.
Ray.
I actually disagree with
about
what
the
saying.
Cowardice thing because he happened to run away. I think just Ray doing what he's done in Galen's from the jump.
Yeah, but he's not looking. I think the first initial fight between Arya and Ray, when Ray was like, "I'll fight him," or whatever, he ran in the fight. He ran away from, like, there was a part where she was about to come and he literally physically ran away. And and you have to look at it from like, it's a scrawny kid who doesn't measure up to anybody.
But anyone who knows, like,
and he did tricks to win.
For sure.
But then
to me, that's not cowardice. That's like
resources
to you. Yeah,
right.
This is Logan who doesn't.
But I say this.
But, like,
I understand. I get the backstory. But what I'm saying is, if you, knowing what your father did, decided to go into a war college,
right?
War is not just head to head. Retreat does happen in war, and it's sometimes for good reason.
Yeah, but that's what happened with his dad. His dad literally got 1 million people killed.
His dad defected. His dad ran away.
But didn't he get a bunch of people killed?
He did.
So I think that's
a retreat is when you take your entire
I hear you.
war with you. So what I'm saying is he would know that not every fight is going to be that same way.
So I think the biggest thing is the fact that he got people killed, and in his mind, he's just too traumatized. Logan thinks or thought, because at the time Ray was a nobody. He was the worst thing in Galen's. Everybody hated him for it. Yeah. He was like, this dude's going to get everybody killed. I think that's the vibe that I got. The weakest link thing. I don't know.
I think he should have said that then.
That he kind of did, though.
No, he just said, I hate cowards.
Yeah, I guess.
He didn't connect the dots.
I don't know. I connected the dots.
I just felt...
I understood where he was coming from, but I agree that maybe we could have had a couple more...
I kept thinking about the scene in Akatar where Amryn was like... Or Pharaoh was like, I want to learn to fight because like I just ran away from the Weaver, right? And Amryn was like, girl, like... The only reason you're fucking alive is because you ran. Like, but also, and like that, like there is a time to run.
No, I hear you.
And like,
I do.
Can save your life. It's like,
it makes sense to us.
I was like, I don't think that's a cowardice thing to do. If you know you're outmatched and you're out, like,
I think that makes sense
maneuvered.
To us. I think that makes sense to us. I think Logan
was too broken.
Logan.
But he also didn't treat Ray like he treated Ray badly. But it wasn't. There was like one part where he actually like beat the shit out of him during that thing. But then
But that's what I'm saying. Like, none of that connected for me. Like, I didn't think Logan was that bad to Ray.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why I think his story.
It's this big build up to like, why was I so bad to Ray? And I was like, well, you weren't that bad to Ray. And then there's all this like, it was just like, it wasn't as like
I think he's just trying to figure his shit out.
Good as some
He's
of the
traumatized.
other.
He's broken.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's a legitimate like.
I love that
resource
character.
guarding dog. Like
I love that character.
he has some issues.
I love him with Viv. I think Viv brings out like the actual best in him.
him.
Obviously, there was that little scene that I don't know if you ever got to, where he was standing over her in a towel, and I was like, "Oh,
She felt things.
we might get close."
I wish
Viv was sad, and he was like,
I'm
"I'll
glad
fix
you brought this up because I did not love the romance like advancement for all of these characters
There really
How
wasn't
so?
much.
because
Viv
I
and
just feel
Arya.
like you're if these are 18-year-old humans, like I'm assuming we're like true still human, right?
Yeah.
And your hormones are fucking raging, and there's no way that you're not fucking.
So I think Viv and Logan are fucking throughout
Yeah,
the whole
they
book.
have.
Yeah.
Viv and Logan are definitely.
Ray and Ray
Ray
Arya
is a fucking
and
golden
Arya
retriever.
are like
Yeah, he's that's his
bored
They
character.
just
bed.
got past 5'8". That boy had no chances before.
He never kissed anyone before. Look at him. He's a golden. Yes.
Stop it right now.
He is.
Do not listen. You
He's
probably didn't,
innocent.
you probably didn't
Arya-
read it. You
He's
probably didn't read the
innocent.
section where they were watching. Was it like catcher's fight? Maybe.
Yeah.
And Ray comes behind Arya, like basically at a railing, right? And so he basically cages her in, and she's just like,
Yeah.
You
They're
know?
literally
and
both
Ray's like,
don't know how to.
This is nice.
Yeah.
It just feels like there should
It's
be a little bit
teenagey.
more like, okay, at the bare minimum, like a makeout session with a dry hump. Like give
They
me-
did make out.
They did not make out. They were
You
on
probably
the,
skipped
they
it.
were
Dry
on
hump.
the bed like two stiff boards.
I think it makes sense for the characters.
I think it makes sense for who they are. I
Yeah.
think Arya
I
is
think
so
I
shy.
give it
time.
a little.
Give it time.
I think there needs to be a little
a
bit
slow burn.
faster
Slow burn.
of a like. There's hormones involved. You're horny teenagers. You fucking
They're
figure it out.
scared.
They're not scared. They're fucking warrior kids.
They're
like, they'll
scared.
figure it
It's
out.
Ray. He's never. That's different. Warrior versus like sex is two different things. He's not. He doesn't know that world.
I think they're so
Give
precious.
him a break. Jesus.
Literally, like
I'm not saying
Ray
that
was
I'm
scared
not
to
saying-
hold her hand.
I'm not saying that he should be fucking doggy styling her in the back of his fucking like
They have no cars.
in the hotel room. Like I'm not saying
in the
that.
wormhole. Okay.
I'm saying like again,
Give her something.
Let's see some fucking spark plugs going.
They
on
made
there.
out.
Give it time. Okay.
I need more.
One more thing we have to talk about.
Like an inch more.
We have several things. We have not covered everything.
Okay, but the end is, I think, the most important because I thought it was interesting timing that you are having a problem
With Viv.
I don't have a problem with Viv. I don't mind when I don't like characters.
No, I know, but
You know what I mean?
do you
Like-
not go back and forth with her? Because sometimes I go back and
Yeah,
forth.
so I go back and forth with Viv, but what I want to say, and like I feel like people have this weird, and I'm referencing Avatar again. People like hate Nesta. I hate Nesta.
Yeah.
I love that I hate Nesta.
Yeah.
I want to hate Nesta.
Right. I don't
That's
think.
who I feel like. I feel like I was meant to hate Nesta. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I was
Like,
born to hate Nesta.
No, but I don't like. I think people like conflate this idea
have to
that
like
you have to
everyone.
like every character.
Yeah.
Right.
I go back and forth on Viv
Me too.
because I don't really.
I do too.
I don't vibe with her. I don't understand. You know what? I don't like emotional people. To be quite fucking honest. And I think Viv is too emotional for me.
She's very emotional. The thing that bothered me with Viv from the beginning was that like she kind of treats Ray like a lapdog a little bit, and she would like date people that like he had issues with,
That were
and then
bullied by-
and she did
to-
it
yeah.
with Logan too. And they're just the communication between them was
I
so
don't think
bad.
they have-
Especially in
and
this
you know
book.
what?
Yeah.
I have a male best friend. Jay's my male best friend.
Yeah, but he's gay.
No, but I'm saying that like I don't like their relationship, and I don't have like for platonic friendship. Like I have other platonic male friends too, and I don't operate like that with them.
Okay.
So I don't think I connect with their friendship. I don't connect with Viv as an emotional being, and like I think some of the things she's done is like a little bit sus.
That's
I
where
think
I'm
she's
at. A little
meant
sus.
I have a
to be
fear.
that way.
I have
Yeah.
a fear that
She's
she's
gonna
going to
Me
turn
too.
on him in some way.
Me too.
The fact that she felt so like left behind because others on the team were getting evolution.
That was killing me all book. I was like, girl,
I was
buck
like,
up.
the fact that you're getting this mad about it, knowing how Ray is, knowing that Ray would do anything for you, feels misguided. She's
like, I'm gonna get kicked off the team. It's like, no, you're not.
Like, where is this coming from?
No, you're not. He loves
Where
you.
did that ever come to your mind?
It's
like,
Arya's
power
team.
dynamic has always been her more powerful,
and that's why I think I don't know.
And
if
that's why it's worked.
I don't know if she's ready to truly feel what it is that Ray is going to
You
take
can't watch
over.
your friends
Succeed?
Right.
Get out of here.
Well, you're not really a friend.
Yeah.
I think the craziest thing about so when we were talking about this, I was kind of in the same boat, and then this whole end section happened with Viv, and by the end of it, I was just like, I got the chills again, and I was like, oh my god, Viv, like, let's fucking go. I thought it was really cool that, you know, she felt left behind. That whole thing kind of sucked, but she's like, all right, what am I gonna do to move forward? And we get this moment of her talking to Dent, and she doesn't say what she wants, but she basically asks for something, and Bryce doesn't tell us what she's asking for, and Dent is about to say no when she gets a flash on her node of them being
says,
like, no, you're gonna do this, and then Dent is like, all right, I guess you're gonna do it. It's your funeral. Like,
I think it's the mind.
yeah, I think it's the mind too.
I think the bigger powers know what
They're capable of.
The bigger powers are moving the chess pieces on the board.
Oh, absolutely.
Like they know, like they're like Ray and his friends or Ray and Arya are kind of piecing that thing together where like maybe Shido is making everyone more powerful. I think the uppers already know that.
Yo, yeah. I think they're just like it's like a spectacle for them.
10 steps ahead.
It's an experiment.
Yeah.
This is the petri dish. This is the control unit.
Yeah.
Seeing how different types react to Shido, and the fact that there's a romantic connection between Ray and Arya. I wonder if that makes Shido act a certain way.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like I don't know. I don't know if Shido is reacting that way or not. I don't know if because Viv feels some kind of way about Ray advancing, maybe that's why she's not growing, because like the intentions aren't the right way, and Shido's like probably like, I don't want you to grow because maybe you're not.
What she ends
she
up
has a low growth spec too.
Well, what she ends up doing is, and then we learn when the chapter starts, is she asks for these simulations, these S rank simulations, and she literally just gets her ass kicked for hours
and over and over again.
And she's just like basically almost killing herself in the way that Ray almost died. And it was like that. I thought that scene was really powerful. I was really fucking feeling for Viv in that.
I respected her for it.
I respected her so
I was like,
hard.
I don't want you to bitch about it if you're not going to do anything about it.
Exactly. And then we get this epilogue of her. No, that's after. Sorry, but she looks at her stats. You know that she levels up and she gets some sort of power. We don't know what it is.
Something. Which wanderer? Which?
Oh, we do know. Oh, because of the.
You have the name.
Yeah. So I can't wait to figure out what that is.
Let me see. The wiki fandom should probably have it.
I can't wait.
I think this could go two different ways. It could go
Endwalker.
It could go where like I think I would prefer this. Where like there is no betrayals, there are no.
I might know what it is.
No, wait, actually,
it has all the. It might have it listed here. Hold on, I'm on the wiki.
Well, don't read it. I don't.
I'm gonna read it for you and I.
Okay.
Wait, where is it?
Oh, it doesn't say.
Okay, good.
It doesn't say. It just says unique ability to Viviana Rada.
Okay. Thank God.
So, it could go one of two ways, right? It could be there are no betrayals, everyone's honky dory, like. You
Best
know,
friends.
you have normal like team dynamic, like whatever, like small interpersonal issues, but like nothing crazy. Or there could be a betrayal. But
I think there has to be.
But I think that there's so much going on outside of the friend group.
True.
That like I think we might not need it.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where like what's happening in Iron Flame, what's happening in some of these bigger popular romances is that the drama is between the people and the plot of like the over big world is shaky at best.
Right.
Where I think Bryce has a better understanding of the world.
Yeah.
And the people interpersonally are working towards a bigger.
Like I said, my only
like that arc is naturally growing, and then in the romances it's all about the messiness. People love that drama.
The drama. The only friend that I'm just like, I don't know why you're here right now is just Chancery.
I disagreed with that too, just because she was there.
Her, but again, like I don't. She came in at the beginning of this one because Arya picked her for the team.
Yeah,
right?
she was their roommate.
She was their roommate. But I just, for me, it wasn't built up enough for her to like now be alongside Logan and being like, are you gonna tell us what you're doing? Like,
yeah.
Sometimes her attitude was a little like extra for the last friend in the group.
See, I felt like she felt like she was an outsider. So I felt like maybe she thought she was missing information. But how did this book ended? What was the epilogue? Was it when so his grandfather's assistant, who I love, by the way, is trans, which is like finally some trans representation. But so what was her name? Jasper?
Yes, Jasper.
So Jasper is recruiting Ray's sister.
No, I thought it was Ray.
No. Well,
Ray calls. Yes. Ray's like, hey, is that offer still on the table?
Yeah.
Guess what? I have like caveats. I want the whole team.
But right before that, didn't we find out that like she calls up the sister too and is
like, you have a brother.
You have a brother? Are you? And then
she's like, I want to meet him.
I want to rip his head off is basically what she said.
Yeah, I want to kill him.
I want to kill him.
Oh, I didn't get that part.
Oh yeah,
I blacked out.
She literally said, "I'm gonna kill them.
I'm gonna kill him." Yeah.
Oh, come at it then. Let's go.
Yeah, and then Arya's brother is also involved somehow. I forgot how that ended.
Yeah, Arya's brother is being recruited by someone.
Is it Valerian? Somebody called.
I think it was Jasper.
No.
You sure?
Too many characters.
No. I'm pretty sure it's Jasper.
No, it was one of the Galen's people.
Oh,
it was one of the Galen's people.
Was it Dent?
I think it was Dent. It calls her
Arya's
brother and is like, would you be okay with like training them? I'm pretty sure because
I don't remember. Sorry, Bryce, if you're watching. I need to go back and read
I can't remember either. I'm telling you, there's so many things.
Either way, it's building to a very interesting family reunion.
Either it was Dent or it was
and
the guy,
Reese?
Dean, not Reese.
Arya's uncle.
Godfather or whatever he is, his uncle. Her
Oh,
uncle.
it might have been him. Yeah.
Yeah. I forget his name too. But the point, I think, like, we're building to quite the family reunion, and I also
quite the family reunion,
and I also think like the powers are going to be amazing. I think hopefully we get a little bit more nuggets.
Why would
of
Jasper
the world
tell her that though? Then
tell the sister. I think they're
like if she's working so hard to get Ray back into the fold because his grandfather wants him. Why would we let the sister know if she's going to come out and be like, well, I'm going to kill that fucker. He's taking my inheritance.
I don't know.
This is what it feels like to me right now.
It's going to be really interesting, and I'm very excited to.
I'm pumped. I'm pumped for the storyline. I'm pumped for such a long book. I still was very engaged through it. Like,
yeah,
I think I was more engaged through most of the fights in this one than I was in book one.
Same.
Mainly because evolutions were happening and because it was group dynamics. It wasn't just like solos.
I loved the fights.
I just think if you like the romantasy and like you don't necessarily need romance in your books, like this series is just so much better.
Did you read
wise than like some of the books that I've been reading?
Did you read some of the comments on our first podcast, our first episode? So many people were like, I would have never picked up this book, but I read it because of you. Yeah. One of them was like, this isn't my vibe, but my boyfriend overheard it and now he's really invested in it. Like, we've gotten quite a few people to read these books, which is
Thanks, guys.
I mean, it's awesome because everybody that I've talked to that has read it, like even Robin was just like,
I want to get my dad. Robin gave this 5 stars.
Right?
Yeah, it's people that I didn't think would enjoy this vibe of, not that I know everything.
I feel like Robin's easy to please.
That's true. But I just like, I was just very surprised that so many people had picked it up and were like, this is really good. And I was
love
like,
people give it a shot.
I felt more validated.
Vindicated.
Yeah. So
I'm very happy we picked this up. I'm excited for it. I'm happy I'm happy those audiobooks exist because
I think there's something to be said though about like all three of us liking it.
Yeah. But again, like
especially you, Erica.
The storyline, it's a good story in a way, like we were saying, like it's that chosen one trope, but not done the wrong way.
Yeah.
It's great characters that don't feel secondary.
No main character
feel
syndrome.
Like they're all a true unit. They all have their own goals.
Also, Ray is sexy as fuck.
Okay, he's 18.
Right, shit. Yeah, but when you look like that at 18, I think we can pretend.
So now we have to say he doesn't look like that anymore. He now has a full bodysuit.
That's not 18.
He's full bodysuit now.
That's 38.
He now has.
But that's what I mean. Like, how is she not
type.
Jumping his bones?
Arya's an
inexperienced
girl. Stop.
I hear you though. We might get it.
Virgin.
Maybe we'll get it.
That's the virgin trope.
I'm not looking for like doggy style in the hotel. I'm looking for just like a little.
But also too, anytime they show
like,
any kind of
shot in the
affection,
pants,
Stop.
maybe.
anytime they have any kind of PDA, the other ones fucking joke on them. It's like, all right, guys,
They're fucking kids,
calm
Erica.
down in there.
They're kids. Let's not forget.
They're kiddos.
They're like I was once. An
It doesn't look like
18-year-old
a kid,
too.
though. Yeah.
And I.
Yeah, well, you were a different type of 18-year-old. You were a little slut. Just kidding.
Oh my god.
Look at her face. She's like, that's right. Okay.
No.
That is
Fire and Song,
the StormWeaver
Book
series, book 2. I can't wait for book 3. Last year, I joined his Kickstarter so that I could read them as he released them. And then I started feeling, I am not well. I think I have like all types of mental problems. But I started to feel like, am I spoiling myself? Because I'm going to want to read the whole
you're
thing.
seeing everything.
I just couldn't do it. So I was like, I'm just going to stay. I'm not going to actually read them. And then I was tormenting myself over it. It's a whole thing. So
you're going through it.
I'm going through it. So this time I'm just going to wait and pray that I don't die before I get the end of the story, you know, because anything can happen.
Isn't it like $6?
I don't know. He hasn't said how many, but I imagine it's going to be a lot if it's taken this long just to get to.
But again,
we're still in year
Erica
1.
made a great point that they're not ready.
I know. That's what I'm saying. There's just so many, and look how long that book is. There's going to be so
That's
many more.
book 1. Book 2's longer.
I can't wait for book 3 to be even longer. All right, cool. Let us know if
Please
you've read.
make sure you hire Luke for the audiobook.
Oh yeah,
Luke Daniels, I think his name is. Right?
good call out because
Please
amazing.
hire him. He's so good. He makes us come to life.
Thank you.
Swear.
Thank you so much, everybody, for listening, for engaging, for just being here.
Thank you
and
for picking up books that you wouldn't pick up just because we said so.
Thanks for hanging out with us on
Wrap it up.
what's tonight? On a Tuesday night. It's 9:00. Erica needs to go to bed.
Wrap it up. I thought we've been.
Follow us on Instagram, books_and_Betches, Betches. Click the link and you can subscribe to us on YouTube. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye bye.